There's a funny video out of Texas that cracked me up. It's this guy walking up. He's like us, but he's real fed up. And he walks up to this lady who's protesting against a Confederate statue. He goes, you goddamn Democrats, what's wrong with this country? This is our history. You don't like it? Take your ass on. He's going on. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Then she goes, do you feel better now? He goes, no, I feel better when all you goddamn Democrats go to hell. and then he keeps going on and on and on. Then he finally walks away. And then she goes, Jesus loves you. He goes, you're goddamn right he does, and he fucking hates you.
All right, welcome back, Patriots. Today was July 4th. And what a July 4th it was. It was my 7th year anniversary out there. First hit the bricks with this 7 years ago, 2012, July 4th. And what an anniversary. This video that you're about to see was the first conversation I had of the day. It's a gentleman that works directly under Ben Carson, special advisor for HUD. Works with the homeless problem, the drugs, you name it. I mean, it is, of course, one of the bigger issues that we're facing right now. So this is an insider's insider. You will not get this kind of an interview on a TV, a radio program. You're not going to get it anywhere but here. This is a candid, on-the-street interview where it's going to give you some insights to how the deep state works, what it's doing, and what needs to be done to defeat it. This is one of the best videos I've put out. And so I hope you appreciate it. And if you do, you know what the appropriate things are to do. You like, you subscribe, and you support me. In the description are the places you can go. Go to my shop and hit those buttons. I ain't gonna waste any more time on this because it's a long video, but God, this is a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get to this one.
My official title is senior advisor, so I work on things like homelessness, opioid epidemic, how we can take the housing programs and help to move in the right direction.
And what's happening there? What's being done?
It's a very slow process. Too many people are weak, and too many people on our side want to be too nice to the other side, to liberals. And so it's a very slow fight, unfortunately. But
interesting.
It's a game of inches.
What you said was kind of pointed. Our side is too nice.
Yes, absolutely. It is a bigger problem than the Democrats. I absolutely guarantee you when I go into these meetings, it is not the liberals, it is political appointees who hate Trump or they're really not conservative. And they want, oh, we can't get rid of that. Oh, you know, we don't want to be mean to illegal immigrants. I'm like, no, we got Americans we got to help first. So we got to get them out of the housing so we get our own people. Oh, no, you don't want to be mean. Oh, they'll sue us. Oh, I'm like, I don't care. Let them spend all their money filing lawsuits. But it's an uphill one.
Do you think there's a bigger hidden agenda behind their excuses?
Oh, yes. The left is smart enough to have people both in their party and our party.
Yes.
And they can try to get their stuff done even if Republicans want to.
Better known as the deep state, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. So that's part of it. A lot of it's based on money. So since I work in housing, a lot of the housing lobbyist groups will want their policies done. And so they'll get the congressmen to put their people in. So someone like you or me comes in there who's not being paid money when we just want to do what's right for the people. Now you're a threat. Because you're not listening to the National Association of Realtors or the Mortgage Bankers Association or all that. You're saying this is going to help the most Americans. And It might hurt the Wall Street billionaires, but we got to help regular people know. That's what Trump's all about. We got to do what our president and our boss tells us to. Oh no, see, you don't want to be reckless. Oh no, see, oh that's not feasible. See, oh no, see, all that kind of stuff.
The tactic of creating a problem and obstructing your opponent from fixing it and then blaming the opponent.
There you go. There you go.
Find that to be true? Prevalent?
Yes, it's prevalent. That's very true. Yeah, it's this deep state thing. But I serve under Ben Carson. I meet with him about once a week or so. He's got the right values inside. No question about
sure.
it.
Yeah.
The problem is he's very nice.
Yeah, he is. He's too nice. Right, as you say.
You can't be nice in this kind of environment. These people will come to you and they'll sit in the meeting and they'll lie as part of the deep state. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It's one thing to disagree. Reasonable people can disagree, but they're not disagreeing. It's like outright lying. And they'll sit there and tell them you can't do this. And I'm sitting here with a legal analysis that I put together saying, actually, you can do it. And because they outnumber the good guys, they get listened to because he's very nice. And he wants to listen to everybody and make everybody happy and everybody get along. And so...
So a lot of times I kind of think that maybe Joe McCarthy was right. We've been infiltrated by communists.
Unequivocally correct. 100%. When I go back and read his stuff, I got his book on my Amazon wish list. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but 100% correct. No question.
Do you think we'll be able to do this peacefully?
I want to say yes, but the government's budget is $4 trillion a year. The people that we're up against are not going to let go of $4 trillion in a democratic, civil manner. I think Trump knows this, and it may require some kind of temporary state of emergency or something like that to clean him out. I think it may one day.
Ben Rhodes of Oath Keepers has been calling for Trump to get real tough. In other words, to go ahead and nationalize the National Guard,
there you
go in, start arresting some of the sanctuary city people.
I support it 100%. I told him on the border, it's very easy. Put the military on the Mexico side of the border.
Indeed.
Solve the problem instantly. You can't put them on our side, okay, but put them on their side. Well, Mexico's like it. Excuse me. Like it, they like or not like it. They could have solved this problem a long time ago.
Well, there have been past presidents who have put the military on the border with orders to shut it down. Now, I've been advocating, and I don't know why Trump hasn't done this, because we do have, we're protecting borders around the world.
That's right.
We can't protect our own.
It's mind-blowing.
And we do have the weapons non-lethal to keep them within 1,000 yards of the border.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I don't, again, was he worried about the political blowback? He's already, no matter what he does, he's getting political blowback.
Right. Yeah, absolutely right.
So, let's do it, because I imagine also the entire immigration problem would put a lot of pressure on your department.
Absolutely. I had a fight just yesterday at work before I flew in. The president brought in an executive order on May 23rd saying every agency look at your programs, because there's a law passed by Clinton of all people that says when an immigrant comes here and they want to get our benefits, they got to have a sponsor.
Right.
It's called the PRO Act, Promoting Responsibility and Work Ethic by Bill Clinton. You come here as an immigrant and you're going to get benefits, you must have a sponsor to pay for your benefits, because you can't come here and milk the people. And no one's obeying it. All these agencies. So I put together a memo on here's how HUD can do it. Any of these people come into HUD housing, they got to have their sponsor. If they don't get their application through. Well, here comes these deep state people. This is a political appointee. He comes in, oh, you can't do that. No. See, I got this memo from the Clinton administration. I'm like, well, what about getting our people to work? Oh, no. It's airtight. This thing, we can't do it. So he's coming in there and telling me we can't do this. And then, anyway. And then you got people that are nice. They listen to that. And they say, well, looks like we can't do it, so I guess it means we can't do it. Well, actually, we can. But they listen to that side because they got more numbers and all that.
The only thing I can speculate on is Trump's waiting on a IG report and Barr and Durham to come out with their findings, and that would give him the political backing to go ahead and say, hey, look, this place, it's far more corrupt than we figured. I got to have emergency measures. That's the only logical thing I'm seeing here for him holding back, as it were, now.
Absolutely.
You think that's...
Yeah, I think he has a plan. And he's not just going to come in there and let this stuff keep going on. He didn't give up a retirement, and he could have been on a beach sitting there.
Oh, sure.
He knows about this stuff. Despite this swamp, he's got a few good people around him who tell him the truth. So I think he's got a timetable they're working on. And the IG report's part of it. The election coming up is part of it. You got these illegals and non-citizens voting. They can just steal an election from us if they keep doing that. I think he's got a plan for that too. And he's got to roll it out in the right timetable. So I think they're working on that.
And the censorship in the internet.
Censorship, it's very interesting. When Tucker Carlson interviewed him 3 days ago, Tucker said point blank, "Are we going to do about it?" He said, then he asked him 3 times. The third answer he goes, "I can't answer that, Tucker," which to me says he's got a plan, but he can't talk about it yet. That's how I read that. And I know that some of the folks around him have got tech experience, so he's got people around him that know how to understand this stuff. Here's a good example. Have you been following the citizenship question on the census, that issue?
Yes.
I mean, this is one of the biggest cornerstones of Trump's presidency. What do they do at the Department of Commerce? These numbnuts, deep state political appointees. Well, we're going to do it, so we're just going to print them without it. That's what it's like.
Yes.
I mean, they know this is a president party. They don't care. They just don't care.
Yeah.
They go ahead and print it without it. It's unbelievable. So he has to step in and say, no, you guys come back to work on the 4th of July. You're going to sit there and you're going to get this thing done. He has to tell them that because these political appointees who've been put in there, they don't even want to do it. They say, no, you can't do it. Even though they know it's the president's party. It's unbelievable.
Being out here in the street, the people are getting fed up.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
We're getting edgy. They're getting edgy. It's sort of like, all right. I mean, you, of course, and I are steep into this. We're steeped into it. We're trying to catch the thing. But lock her up wasn't a campaign slogan.
Oh. That's serious stuff.
I want to see some action there.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, even the fact that the FISA documents haven't been released, was it 6 weeks now? He said release them. At least release them.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. Yeah.
Put something so they go on the defensive.
Yeah.
And we go on the offensive.
That's right.
Anything, but we haven't seen anything.
That's right.
All we're seeing is, them doing book tours and blabbing on CNN, Brennan, Clapper, all of them still quacking away.
That's right.
It's getting old.
It is.
Something's got to be done soon.
I think the president's going to have to step in and, as you said, clean house. We have probably 80 political appointees, and there's maybe about 5 to 10 that are like us. And you go into a meeting.
It's that stacked against us. Huh?
I go in there. We try to get rid of this transgenderism crap that the Obama people try to force on you. They said if you're a homeless shelter, this is Obama, and someone comes in as a man claiming to be a woman, you have to accept it. You can't say, no, you're a man. We have women here that are in a vulnerable position. We're not going to let you come here. They won't let you do that. You got to accept. They're self-declared. That's it. So if I go and say I'm a woman, they got to accept it. So we want to roll this back, and they don't even want to roll it back. I had to fight World War III just to get that one on the table.
All right, you're not the first insider. To tell me this, that it's the deep state that are just not following the orders.
That's right.
It's so everybody, again, it goes back to that tactic of you obstruct and then blame the person that your opponent for not getting anything done.
Absolutely right.
Good God. So now I saw a report the other day where it says the IG report it will be released in about 2 weeks, but then it's going to take about 2 months before it's fully released to the public. It's going to be done in 2 weeks. It's going to release it in about 2 months, which is going to, again, that's why I'm looking at, timing.
Yes.
The timing of this, just when the political situation starts, the campaign starts getting into gear, this starts coming out, and the dominoes hopefully start falling. They will start eating each other up.
Yes. I think that's what his plan is. He wants to time it out because he's a show guy in a good sense. He knows human psychology, how do you get people worked up at the right time, so I think he's planning to roll it out right at the perfect time as the elections roll. So all these prominent Democrats start dropping like dominoes, and everybody's going to say, wait a minute, they actually try to overthrow a president. This is like serious stuff. This is like once in 2,000 years stuff.
I mean, hopefully we can do this peacefully. But man, you know they're ratcheting up on the side like today. Antifa's
All right.
threatening acid attacks and
that's right. Yeah.
DC.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to be hard because they want a reaction. They're going to want a reaction from us.
Yes,
so they
that's
can
right.
go ahead and blame us.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely right.
It's going to be hard to hold back because I speak to the Proud Boys out here and Oath Keepers and others that they know the tactics themselves.
Yeah.
But still, we have to defend ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I just think about one thing. Trump was on The Apprentice for how many years? 10 years or something. It was #1 show in prime time. So you see these Antifa antics, and if you think about what would help our people the most, would it help our people the most to stop it right away, or to let it go for a bit so we can feel that we're being attacked? When we feel that we're under attack, we stand up more. And I won't be surprised if Trump is letting them go just so far. I think they're in control of this as far as the DOJ and the FBI looking at them, so that the American people can look and see how crazy they are. And then we get more people to our side through that. Then right at the right moment, he'll come in.
I think that's already pretty evident. I mean, it's coming out. I'm even speaking to some liberals that say, Portland was bad.
Right. And I think Trump wants to allow that, so that the people can see how bad they are, and that will help us as more people
sacrificing some pawns.
Yeah. And I think the real serious stuff they are probably stopping, like they're going to do gases, actual things.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Yeah, I've already heard and seen the reports where the real serious attacks they do step in and
Right.
Well, good God.
Yeah.
Do you get any flack for wearing that hat?
Surprisingly, I don't. Like, I got a high five a second ago, and then before that, I got a guy that said nice hat. I find that if most people have a problem, they just keep it to themselves. I very rarely. I happened to be walking out in D.C. to the grocery store during the gay pride parade, and I got some hate them this guy. That's you. He goes, "You're wearing the wrong hat." I said, "This is the right hat to wear every day." So I got sore at a couple times. So that was kind of an exception because that was like absolute craziness. But I wear this around every waking hour. I'm not at work and I'm outside. I wear it all the time around DC. And I have no trouble. I really must say.
God bless you. Good, because a lot of people will come up, here and say, "Well, gee, I can get one of these hats, but I'm afraid."
Yeah, that's good.
And right there, when did we get to a point in this country where you have to be afraid to express your political opinion?
Yes, that's right.
And that, of course, surrendering them to the fear, which is the last thing in the world you need to do.
Yeah.
And like you, people are always asking me, well, what kind of reaction you get out here? It says 98% of it's positive.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And like you, the ones the only time you're going to get a reaction from these cowards is when they're in a group. Not like a gay pride, when they got the numbers and they think other than that, they're too dumb.
Yeah, that's true.
Too cowardly.
Yeah.
Because you see my question, can you pass the Democrat hypocrisy test?
That's funny.
And if any of them want to come up and take it, do you find it hypocritical as liberals defend women's rights but allow transgender athletes to dominate women's sports?
There you go.
That socialists lecture us on economics. That liberals say they care about children, but want to fantaside.
Yeah.
And so it goes on and on. And any of them really, if I do get it, come up here and try and take this test, of course, like this, I tie them in knots with it.
That's good. I like that. That's the first thing I saw. I looked up and I was like, that's pretty cool. And I said, there's a lot of other stuff. Yeah, it's
Well, here's a get-out-of-jail-free card from Hillary Clinton.
All right, there you go.
It's, as you know, good for any crime in the world. Again, going back to the immigration problem, because I know there's a big housing shortage right now going
absolutely.
on.
Yeah.
It's L.A. alone. My God.
There's 1 million illegals in L.A. County alone.
Woo.
And again, it comes back. Ben Carson's got the right values, but now he has this thing that'll say, we want to be for all people. We don't want to be left versus right. We don't want to be divisive. We want to be for everybody. So he's doing policies where he thinks the left will like it now. So when it comes down to cracking down on illegals, he'll feel that that's being mean. So when I present it to him, we want to be oh, we want to be for everybody. We want to be compassionate. It's not biblical compassion. It's a false sense of compassion.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Because compassion be going and helping these people and ending this stuff. Because what we're looking at here in LA alone, in San Francisco, there will be outbreaks of maybe beyond blind plague, Ebola, typhus, you name it, because I've talked to people that tell me it's worse than some third world countries they've gone to.
That's right, yeah.
Rat infested, they're not picking up the garbage, needles and all over the streets.
Yeah, that's right, yep.
So, I mean, it's a breeding ground for disease.
Yeah.
To wait for that to break out, to come in and do something, might be too late, although that would be the necessity going to do it.
I think in order to fix that stuff in LA, Trump's going to have to send in the National Guard. Well,
Indeed.
I mean, the policies that the government's doing there so far, under Obama, they did this policy for homelessness called Housing First. What it says, you take them, you stick them in an apartment, and give them a free apartment indefinitely, and you can't have any requirements on them. And they think this is ending homelessness. So guess what? You can't have requirements on them, so even though they're getting better.
Right.
And sometimes they use that apartment as a crack house. They use it for hoarding. And you're not helping that poor person. And then they're saying you can't arrest them.
You're not giving them any incentive to get out and actually do something. You just say, free.
So I fought World War III 3 weeks ago trying to get rid of that. And no, you can't be mean. You can't do that. Oh no. So they watered it down, and now it's only this much when we could have had a real.
We have to redefine that meaning of meanness.
Right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, what's more compassionate? Going in there and doing the hard love thing that needs to be done to fix it,
right.
Or just keep on, we got to compromise. Because compromise crap isn't getting us anywhere.
Yeah.
It's exactly what the opponents, our opponents, and communists, let's call it communists,
that's what I call them.
are counting on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They play off of our best instincts.
Yeah. I have two big quotes I wrote on my whiteboard at work. Everybody that comes in sees it. The first one says, the only thing conservatives can serve is liberalism from 4 years ago. And I get them to think about that. I'm like, look at that. And the second one I have down there says, socialism. You vote your way in, but shoot your way out.
Perfect. See, it's slogans like that's why I use my imagery.
Right, yeah.
Because, propaganda, of course, is a lot of what they use, and propaganda throughout history has always been a means of furthering a cause or an agenda.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
So, again, that's one of the reasons I came out here, because most people, will not understand the deeper philosophies or and agendas that are going on, but a simple image, boom.
Right.
We'll get it through. A picture's worth 1,000 words.
That's right. Yeah.
So indeed, God bless you, sir, for what you're doing. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a person of faith, please pray for us and keep speaking out loudly. Let people know. These guys get away with too much in D.C. It's just an absolute disgrace. Trump's doing the right thing. Republican congressmen and senators, most of them, they're not about anything but keeping their own seat warm. So.
People always ask me, what can I do? And I says, well, what can you do? Yeah. What are your talents?
Yeah,
I mean, what if, one, start getting involved. Our founding fathers said in order for this to survive, we need a well-educated, engaged populace. Yeah. So, go to your city council meetings. Yeah. Call up your representatives and write letters. Write them the emails. I mean, it matters.
Yeah, that's right.
And, if you can't do what, like go into the government yourself, or you can't be out on the street like me, put yourself in the front lines. Support the people that are.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So do something.
Yeah.
Wear a hat out in public.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think people wearing their hats like this would make a big difference.
Yeah.
But they've got a single thing where they get to express themselves, but we're not allowed to. And people are afraid of being attacked and stuff, which goes back to the point, the spirit of fear among our people, among the conservatives and the Christians. Huge spirit of fear and being too nice. It's a bigger problem than Democrats. No question. Now, they're a problem, don't get me wrong. They're a big problem.
Oh, yeah.
But this is almost a bigger issue.
Well, again, that's what they play off of. Yeah. They play off of our good Christian instincts.
Right, yeah.
To say, we're going to... It's a deception that is... Well, it's diabolical. I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, they're playing off our best human instincts. And taking advantage of us that way.
That's right. That's why I like the St. Louis Cathedral, because it's named after King Louis IX. he was hardcore like Trump. I mean, he would have these liberals come in to the court and say, here's why Christianity is wrong, and you people are so backwards. Then he'd have the priests come in and destroy him. And then they try to keep debating. He just like slapped him or something. He was, get out of here. And they'd all start laughing at him. And he was like very proactive and not tolerant of this crap. And he was like probably one of the best kings in Western Europe, I believe. And so I'm glad that the political correct people, mark my words, they're going to come after that name.
Oh, sure.
They're going to say he was anti-Semitic, he was racist, he was this, that. They're going to come after him. But it's still there for now.
Look what they just did with the Bessie Ross flag, with the Patrick thing.
Yeah, the Bessie Ross flag, and then there's the Thomas Jefferson, whatever, they're getting rid of that. There's a high school where they're getting rid of the George
They're trying to
Washington.
get rid of Jackson's statue up here at Jackson Square.
Oh,
they
they are?
already got,
Oh, wow.
Oh, they have protests periodically about trying to take down Jackson statue. They already took off Lee's at Lee Circle.
Yeah? Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, again, this is a liberal cesspool. So,
Wow. There's a funny video out of Texas. It cracked me up. It's this guy walking up. He's like us, but he's real fed up. And he walks up to this lady who's protesting against a Confederate statue. He goes, you goddamn Democrats, what's wrong with this country? This is our history. You don't like it? Take your ass on. He's going on. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Then she goes, do you feel better now? He goes, no, I feel better when all you goddamn Democrats go to hell. and then he keeps going on and on and on. Then he finally walks away. And then she goes, Jesus loves you. He goes, you're goddamn right he does, and he fucking hates you. That's my kind of guy right there.
Amen.
We need more Christianity like that.
Well, indeed. I mean, again, it's the tough love. It's like the, Archangel Michael. I mean, come out with the force, man.
Yeah, that's right.
It isn't. Yeah. It's love, but it's also force. I mean, we got to have because there are the people. The enemies are enemies. Are like, you cannot compromise them.
Yeah, you can't.
They're not going to be bowed down. They're not going to do anything when it comes to compromising with this.
No way.
Nothing. There's no way.
That's why I'm posting all the Psalms on my Facebook about fighting. Yesterday, I think I had Psalm 3:7, in which the psalmist says, God, smash my enemies on my cheek and break their teeth. I'm like, how many churches talk about that? Let's have a sermon about that.
Yes.
And then put up George Soros and, Obama and all these people and say, do you see what they're trying to do? Kill children. They're trying to destroy, all the sanctity of marriage and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And to get people to put the dots together. That's what I'm trying to do. At my church back in Michigan, I go back home to Michigan about once a month. And they're getting the message a little bit. They're starting to, it's hard to drag these guys along. But little by little, you get them to see what's at stake.
Well, the left's killing themselves. I mean, when they come out doing it, because they had this festival here about a month ago. It was a tomato festival, family event, right?
Yeah.
And then you had, it was the same week during Gay Pride, this whole.
Yeah.
Then they had the nude bike ride come right through here.
Oh, no.
So you had hundreds of nude people going through this family event.
Yeah.
So they're destroying themselves, and people see this, And I talk to liberals out here and about, well, do you agree in abortion? Yeah. Do you agree in infanticide, abortion up the birth? No, it's going too far. Well, then here, let me show you the news articles where this is happening,
there you go.
where the Democrats are applauding this in New York.
Yeah, that's right.
This is, well, that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah.
So, how about open borders?
Yeah.
Well, no, I can't go. We got to have borders. You can't. Well, how about the fact that they're giving more to illegals than they are to veterans and our own American homeless?
That's right. Yeah.
Do you agree with that? No, I think we're Americans. Well, that's what the Democrats are all up on stage now saying they're going to do.
That's right. Yeah.
So
I had a black lady drive my Uber yesterday. And she's like, this Trump guy is so bad. And I didn't have my hat on, so she thought I might have been on her side.
Right.
So I said, did you see about the debates? The Democrat? She goes, no, I didn't see it. I said, did you know that the moderator said, who wants to give health care to illegals? They all raised their hand, and she was a black lady. So I said, did you know that there's black people who don't have health care? And they're all raising their hand saying they want to give illegals health care. What do you think about that? She goes, oh, that's no good. That's terrible. Then she goes, well, I didn't know about that. I got to get more informed. It was like money to have that conversation.
Thank you. As I said, they're shooting themselves in the foot with these extremist programs.
Yeah, right.
I mean, when you got a Cortez out there leading, the DNC, Pelosi's kind of like an afterthought now.
Yeah.
And you listen to what their agenda is. actually listen, because a lot of people are just on the plantation,
Yeah,
on
that's
the
true.
farm.
Yep,
They're just,
yep.
You know, they're following along what they've always done.
Yeah.
And they just think it's still the same old Democrats.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and it's beautiful for us because this is great ammunition. When they all raise their hand and say free healthcare for illegals, I'm going to use that daylights out of that every day, morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner with everybody, and say, especially with black people. I say, did you know there's black people without healthcare? Not that I believe in playing the race card, but just since it helps in this case.
Oh no!
You know, so,
well, I mean, who's getting hurt the most are the minorities by the illegals coming up, because they're going to take all the low-wage jobs and all.
Right.
You know,
exactly right. Yes.
Push people out of low housing and everything
That's right,
else.
yeah.
So it's going to hurt the low-skilled workers here.
That's right. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be opposed to
Yeah.
that?
That's right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, all this again, you know, and of course Trump tweeted out when they all raised their hand. I did the tweet. He says, "Yep, I just won the election."
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I just hope they keep talking.
Oh, they can't shut up. You know, they're not going. They're incapable.
Yeah.
It's like when Pelosi says, "Keep quiet about impeachment," and Waters comes out and says, "Impeach. I'm not shutting up." They're not smart enough to shut
That's
up.
true. Yeah. And then that lady with the hat, that Democratic Congress lady saying, you should go to jail if you criticize. I'm like, please keep talking. This is pure gold. Please keep it up. Jesus, thank you so much for this gift. Let him keep talking. What is the art of war? There's that.
Yes.
Never interrupt your enemy while he's making a mistake. So we're really getting some good gifts these days. If our people can just listen, and as you're doing, just get people to think about it. Oh, free healthcare for illegals. So you're probably paying a lot for healthcare. So I'm sure you want that money to go to people who came here illegally, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. My dad's like that, you know, unfortunately. He's a very strong Democrat, but he's not a liberal. So I say, Dad, you agree with all this LGBT stuff? No. You agree with giving healthcare to illegals? No. You agree with, you know, all this stuff? He's like, no. So I'm like, Dad, you kind of sound like you're more on our side. And then he'll go, I was born two things, and I'll tell you two things, a Baptist and a Democrat. I'm like, Dad, you're a JFK Democrat. They left you behind a very long time ago. And then he'll have this new thing where he'll say, you guys stole our ideas. I'm like, well, be that as it may, I don't know, but regardless, we have them now, so maybe it's always a good conversation with him. It never gets acrimonious, but he's in this, and he was Union, General Motors, and he believes that the Democratic Party is the party of civil rights. So he has all this stuff stuck in his head that has to be dismantled, but
propagandized.
Yeah.
This is what I think is what I'm catching out here is that when it gets closer and the liberal agenda comes in more into focus,
right? Yeah.
That the liberals, the moderate, let's say the moderate liberals, classical liberals like your dad,
right,
won't vote for Trump, but they're not going to vote for the radicals.
That's true. Yeah.
Which is a vote for Trump.
Yeah, I got my dad to say, well, maybe I'll leave the ballot empty then. Maybe I'll leave it empty in some spots. And my sister, she said, she sent me a text right before last November's election. She goes, I just want to let you know, because she knows I'm a Republican. She goes, I voted for a Republican this time. I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, the congressman running here, her and her husband had an issue. She didn't tell me what it is, but they contacted him, and they said he was so nice that they decided to vote for him. As opposed to a Democrat on the ballot. So you see a little bit of movement, I think.
Yeah.
And I hope we get more, and Trump is going to string them along. He makes them hysterical. They don't get it, and it works every time. And you get these people coming out there like this lady with a hat. And it's like, that's just worth so much more than our people could do positively right now. They're just giving us all these things, and we can latch onto it, get it out, multiply it, and ask questions like you're asking. I love that test there. That's beautiful. I hope more people can do what you're doing and get it out there. And I even see good signs in the young generation.
Oh, absolutely.
Of all the fighters at work, people like us, almost all of them are under 30.
Yeah, I'm finding that too.
Right.
The millennials, for the most part, are gone.
Millennials,
I'm still running into good ones here because I attract them.
Right,
They can talk to me. But the 12 to like 16-year-olds, I'm getting crowds of them come by here.
Absolutely.
And they're buying the Trump hats, and
There you go.
I mean, and as a natural progression, young people kind of rebel against what they grow up into.
Good point. Yeah, that's true.
And
true.
so when all this liberalism crap, it's sort of a natural thing for them to, go against whatever the establishment is anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But once, because well, I give young people a lot of credit. They're a lot smarter than most people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They are. Yeah. Yeah.
And once they see the difference, and because they try to look for the logic.
Yeah, that's right.
And once they see the common sense, this doesn't make sense to me. Why do I want to open borders? I'm in school. I'm having all these illegals take up,
Good point. They see it.
Yeah.
Another great thing that the left is doing, well, it's not great, it's evil, but, this anti-white stuff, which is just purely sick. And so they hear this crap nonstop, and they say, wait a minute, I'm white and I'm a good person, I'm not racist, so that means they're lying. So that means maybe I shouldn't believe anything they're saying. And even though that message is pure evil and it's sick and it's backwards, it's causing more young people to wake up because they're seeing the untruth of it. So it's another way that they're shooting themselves in the foot. So when I pray in the morning, I got my little prayer book, I say, may they have so much arrogance and blindness that they're just walking themselves right. For the past 2,000 years, they've done the same thing. Liberalism has reared its head, and then people like King Louis IX kicked their butt so far behind, they were down for centuries after that. Then they came back up, then someone else beats them, and they come back up, and someone else beats them. They never win in the long term. They won 100 years ago in Red October, unfortunately, and they killed lots of Christians and people like us. Even that didn't last. Now the communists are gone in Russia, and they're starting to come back a little bit. In China, we'll see what happens there, but they're not going to win here. I mean, God is still here, and He's not going to let evil people rule over us. There may be a little bit of casualties and some fighting, maybe not physical, but more of like people like us. I'm optimistic. I really am optimistic.
Oh, me too. And the X factor being, there's never been an internet before. Even though the internet is dominated by the left, the bell has been rung.
Yes.
I mean, when they start taking off from Paul Joseph Watson for no reason, people go, what?
Yeah.
Tommy Robinson, his message, the repression that he gets, people going, well, even though I don't agree with them, he should have the right to say it.
There you go. That's right.
Alex Jones, InfoWars. The people are going, that's another thing I hit them hard on with the censorship, Because back in the day, in the 60s, I was a liberal. I was against the war.
Right, yeah.
So it was all about being against the war and free speech. Those were the two big issues back then.
That's right.
But now I bring up to them another hypocrisy as well. The birthplace of free speech in Berkeley, they are now stopping people from speaking. How's that even?
That's right. Yeah. I think we got some good ideas there too. I've heard a proposal where you can tax the endowments of these universities.
Yes.
You take away their cash cow and their diamond. I went to Harvard for grad school, and I get their emails. It is just Karl Marx. It's unbelievable. You get these emails. Here's why you need more transgenderism. Here's why you.
Sir, you mind if I get a picture?
No, that's what it's there for. If you'd like to leave anything in the bulletproof vest fund, it's always appreciated. Okay. But, again, Harvard's getting sued now because of their discrimination practices.
Yeah.
The Asians who were like dominating the academia.
Yeah.
They started saying, all right, we can't have any more Asians come in. What?
Yeah. So they're really. I'm a little bit worried. I told people when I was there, it is so far out there it would make Obama look like Ronald Reagan. And I would say, based on my experience, sir, that's accurate. But it's going to be fun because you can only go so far before you start to get into absolute clown world, and then things end up.
Have a great day, sir.
Yourself.
The Catholic Church, I'm not Catholic, but I read a lot about it. It's gotten infiltrated with this far left. A Polish priest wrote an essay on this. He calls it the gay mafia. And they actually operate almost literally like a mafia, where someone like you or me becomes a priest, they'll lock you out, and they won't let you get into any positions. And then they bring in people like them, and they show gay pornography in some of these places. It's just sick
they
things.
They busted the Vatican. Was it last year? A gay orgy in the Vatican with children.
There you go. Right. So I think the FBI is going to do a RICO against them, and then you clean out that, and you start to get some fresh young people in there, and they could start to be a real force. They used to have these anti-obscenity things in this country back in the 20s and 30s, where they would stop, like that bike ride you had talked about. That would never been tolerated.
No, they had the cops escorting you.
You'd have the Catholic priest on the phone with the cops saying, we don't allow this, right? We're going to come after you and protest this place. You got to shut this stuff down, and they would do it. But now it hasn't been like that. I think it's going to come back from what I see across the country. So I'm optimistic. God has not given up on us yet. There's still too many good people out there like yourself. We're going to stand up. I don't mean physical fighting, but the spirit, willpower.
There's
We're
going to be
stand up.
some blood.
We're going to kick butt. No, yeah, that's true.
The idea is to keep it at a minimum.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the idea. I mean, because there's going to be factions on the left that are going to create the false flags. They're going to attack.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some blood.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to offensively go in, like you said, they've already stopped some of the worst
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
But the idea is to keep it from getting to be a bust-out civil war.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is only 5 to 10 years more 1 to 2 million immigrants coming in here that vote Democrat, and they send them to Texas.
Do you think we can actually absorb that? Right? Do you think we got 10 more years of this?
Well, we bring in about 1 to 2 million immigrants a year, and I'm not against them as people. If I were from those countries, I don't want to leave too. The problem is 70% of them vote Democrat, because every country in the world besides us is socialist. So when they come here, that's what they're going to vote for. And that means immigration is an existential threat to conservatism and original American values. So if we don't get a grip on it, we're going to lose Texas eventually because the numbers.
Well, the Bible says that there's going to be a year of them in control, the devil in control.
Okay.
Then it falls apart.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's going to fall apart. Trump knows this, and he's the kind of guy where he didn't have to do this. So he's going to go for broke.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's going to go for broke.
Yeah.
And he's got a timetable, like these illegals voting, we're going to be out of here. We have data on it.
Well, he said right after the 4th, he's going to start the deportations.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I got to head out here to meet someone at 12. But great talking to you.
Oh, sir.
Thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, thank you.
You're a
Thank
real
you
hero.
for what you're doing.
Yeah,
what you're doing.
thank you.
You're right there in the thick of it.
Yeah. I try not to choke anybody. That's my metric. That's all my mom.
Welcome to my world.
There you go. Right. Well, I'm glad you're here. I was a welcome sight to see you here. Yeah, very good. Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
I'm John Gibbs, by the way. That's my name. John Gibbs.
John Gibbs,
Yes.
Mike DeBarry, you better known as Badass Uncle Sam.
That's so cool. I love it. All right, very good.
Hi, John. God bless you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, was that everything I said? And perhaps some more? Got some more good videos coming at you too. But this was a gem and I wanted to get it out to you as quick as possible. So God bless you. Thanks for stopping by. If you like it, you like it. If you care, you share. And if you will, please support me at subscribestar.com, Badass Uncle Sam. BadassUncleSam.threadless.com. Thank you. God bless you. See you on the streets.